So students, in today's class I will be discussing the formulas and then the questions with you. So in your NCRT, at the back of this chapter you have the summary. So in all the at the back of all the chapters you have summary. So and summary has all the formulas that are being covered. So it's very important for you to, so this is just like formula sheet, okay, which is there, and important points. So the first formula, so I will help you in how to remember this formula. Just you might people have your own ways, but I will also be telling you how to remember these formulas. See, these formulas in one go you will be able to see, yes, these are the formulas, okay, and then when you will practice them in the questions, then only you will be able to remember them, okay. So practicing and then searching for the keep the formula sheet with you whenever you are doing the questions, and then searching for the searching that the formula that you need, and then so it might take, normally it might take for the students like couple of days to 1 week. So even when I was student of 11th class, so all the formulas were told to us in one go that these are the 50 formulas, learn these formulas, okay. So but after a week or 10 days we were very comfortable. So this is the same journey that every student uh, travel, okay. So students, this thing means as I told you that now the angle measure, we measure the angle in degrees and radians, and degrees means like we know that this is 90 degree, this is straight angle, and this is 360 degree, one revolution, this 180 degree, 90 degree. In radians, see, length of arc is involved. So here like this is the radius. So this is a complete circle, okay, and I have taken a part of that circle, and this is the length of the arc. If the length of arc is also r, then the angle is 1 radian. So otherwise, what's the formula? As a general formula, you have this theta angle. So theta equals to L by R. So R is your radius here. So theta is equals to L by R. So this is the length, L for length, length of arc. Arc is part of circle. So length of arc divided by. So this arc is subtending an angle theta. That you have studied in 10th class, that arc subtend an angle theta at the center. And this R is the radius of the circle. So that's the formula we have, that theta is equals to L by R, or you can write as, if you are writing small r as the radius, you can also write is that this R will go that way. L is equals to R theta or theta R. So students, that's how you get this first formula. L is equals to R theta. So it is clearly written that theta is not in degrees here. This theta is in radians. So we are doing this theta. So this theta is in radians. Now, if you want to find the relation between this degree and this arc, so we know that semicircle, and the length of the arc of the semicircle. So what is the semicircle? Means half of the circle. Full circle. Yes, very good. Yes, if it is full circle, then what is the length of the arc that we call circumference? 2 pi r. Very good. So, and if I talk about only the semicircle, then what will be the length? Pi r. Pi r. Yes, very good. So 2 pi r. See, all of you can speak. It is very important to participate. It doesn't matter who is speaking, who is not. But you take the initiative and you speak. More you speak, more you participate, more you learn. So participation is very important to learn. So the length of arc is, now this is the angle theta. So what the formula for theta? Theta is equals to L by R. What is L? Pi r upon r. So this r will cancel out. And this theta will be equals to now? Yes, pi radians. And here you know that this angle is 180 degree. Right? So it means 180 degrees equals to pi radians. Whether you write this small c or not, it doesn't matter. It means it is radians. Okay? If it is in degree, then you have to write degree. If it is radian, you don't need to write anything. And now you divide both sides with 2. So 90 degree, so 180 by 2 is 90 degree. What will come this side? Yes. Multiply both sides with 2. What will you get? 360 degrees equals to 2 pi radians. And if you divide again by 2, what will you get? Yes, 45 degree. And what about if you divide it by 3?
60 degrees equal to 5 by 3.
And if you now divide it with 2 both sides?
5 by 6.
Yes. So these are the key values, and you can further, if divide this by 2, then we'll get 22.5 degrees is equals to pi by 8. Yes. So students, these are the, but still, if you want to convert radian measure into degree measure, so what's the way out? So like suppose I have this pi by 6 and I don't know, I want to change it into degrees. So students, you have radian here, you want to remove the radian, so write it in the denominator, and you want to bring degrees, so write the degrees in the numerator. Now write the relation between these two. What is the relation between degree and radian? 180 degree is equals to pi radian. Is this clear? Now see, this radian will cancel out. It means now the answer will be in degrees. Is this clear? So students, this is very important concept. And now pi will cancel out. See, what is this pi? Pi is nothing but we take its value 22 by 7 and 3.14. So these are the approximate values, right? Pi is irrational number. And whereas 22 by 7 and 3.14, these are rational numbers. But still we take approximate value of pi as 22 by 7 or 3.14, right? So this pi also cancels out, and what do you get? So we were finding the value of pi by 6 in degrees. So now 6 times 1 and 30. So 30 degrees is the answer. Now you want to change, suppose 150 degrees into radian. So what will you do, students? You want to remove degree. So degree will cancel out when degree will be here, right? And not what you want in answer, radian. Is this clear? This concept?
Yeah.
Now write the relation between the degrees and the radians. You know the relation. Pi radian is equals to 180 degree. Now this 10 means this 0 cancels out with 0, and 15 now divide by 3, so you will get here 5 and you will get here 6. So 5 pi by 6 radians. So 150 degrees equals to 5 pi by 6 radian. So that's how you change the. So here also I'm doing the same thing. See, radian measure is equals to This is the radian measure. So pi upon 180 into degree measure. See, this is what I have written over here. See, it's the same thing that I have written over here. See, degree measure multiply by pi upon 180. I want degree measure, this answer in degrees. Then see, this is the same thing. Radian measure multiplied by 180 upon pi. But you might get confused with this formula. This is very logical. We call it chain rule. Yes. Got this concept, students? Yes. Degrees and radians. Okay?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Shall we move forward? All of you have noted it down, I hope. Now, what about the rest of the formulas? So I will not go into the depth of the derivation. We know this cos square x plus sin square x is 1. That's absolutely fine. But still there is unit circle. We start the trigonometry with unit circle. Its radius is equal to 1 unit. And this is radius, this is radius, this is radius from here to here. Right? This is also radius, this is also radius, and this is also radius. And radius is equals to 1 unit. So we call it unit circle. And these are the x-axis, y-axis, minus x-axis. This is origin here. This is minus y-axis. And the coordinates of this point, of course, are x, y. So this distance is x and this distance is y. So if I draw this separately, so this is x, this is y, and this is the angle theta. So this is 1, right? Radius 1. So this is theta. So what will be the value of x? So x will be equals to, you know this formula, sine cos tan. So sine is equals to, sine theta is equals to perpendicular upon, so perpendicular is your y and hypotenuse is your 1. So it means sine theta equals to y. So y equals to sine theta. And similarly you can write cos theta equals to base upon, very good, and that's equals to x by 1.
X upon y 1.
Yes. So what do I get?
Cos x is equal to x.
So can I write here the coordinates in the terms of theta? Yes. What will be the coordinates? X, instead of x I can write here cos theta.
Cos theta sin theta.
Yes. So these are your coordinates, cos theta, sin theta. So you can clearly see that sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1, because base square plus perpendicular square is equals to hypotenuse square. So that's how I get this formula, right? Is this clear? And you can also write this formula, see cos means perpendicular upon hypotenuse, squaring and adding these two, you will get again 1. So that's also the way. What you can do is these two equations, because you want sine square plus cos square, so squaring them and adding them. So what do you get? So p square by h square on the other side plus b square by h square. So this is p square plus b square is also equals to h square. So h square upon h square is 1. So that's also 1. So we have the formula cos square x plus sin square x equals to, or you can say cos square theta plus sin square theta is equals to 1. That is also the same thing. Now if you divide both sides with cos theta, what you get? Cos theta divided by cos square theta divided this sine. and this 1 also with the cos square theta. So what will you get?
So 1 plus tan square theta equal to sec square theta.
Yes, very good. So 1 upon cos square theta is secant square theta or sec square theta. Now another thing you can do is, instead of dividing this with the cos, now you can divide it with the sine, both sides. So sine square theta, so sine square theta, sine square theta. Now what will you get this time?
Cos square theta plus 1 equal to cosec square theta.
Very good. So that's what you get. So that's how you get these three formulas. So just keep little bit in mind, right? What about these formulas? See, we this is our initial arm, and now we rotate this arm. So this is the initial position, this is the final position. So we also call final position as terminal. So this is terminal arm. So if you are this is angle theta. So if you are moving anti-clockwise, then this theta is positive. This angle is positive. But if you move in clockwise direction, then this angle is negative. So if this is the angle, you have moved in this direction, this is 30 degree, and suppose so this is OA and this is A dash. So instead of moving in upward direction, if you have moved in the downward direction, so then it will be minus 30 degree. Okay. So now suppose you have taken one complete revolution. You have reached here after 2 pi. So 360 degree is 2 pi radian. So 2 pi plus 30 degree. See, where will your terminal arm be? See, you have started rotating this arm. Yes, this. Here the arm will be here. And after 360 degree, it will be at the same position. Now, same thing start again. So this is periodic function. So we call when the value starts repeating. Yes. So here value starts repeating after 360 degree, right? 2 pi radian. So we call these functions like sine function, cos function as a periodic function. So after a certain period, value starts repeating. So that is what this means. So what is the period? 2n pi. So it can be 1 pi, 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi. So after 2 pi, the value starts repeating. It's the same journey starts again after 2 pi. Is this clear? So it can be after 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi. So that means 2 pi, and then means so it can be 1 revolution, n revolution, n into 2 pi. Okay. So n is your integer. Put n equals to 1 revolution, n equals to 2 revolution, n equals to 3 revolution. So that is why this cos 2n pi plus x is equals to cos x. So what is the period here? Period is 2 pi. So after 2 pi, value starts repeating. Same is the case for sine theta also. Same will be the case for tan, cos, all the trigonometric values, their value starts repeating after 2 pi.
सर
But period is
tan
yes.
और cos की तो पाई के बाद होती है ना कितनी?
Yes. So for you can see that there are graphs in your book, and you can open your NCRT, see where we have the graphs. On which page number do we have the graphs of sine and cos? So It is on page number 60. Okay. So these are the graphs of sine function and cos function. So you can see here that the value of sine x and cos x repeats after 2 pi. So this is the period, or we call it periodicity. So if we have this kind of graphs, we call it sinusoidal function. So cos also has the same graph. This graph starts at, you know that the cos 0 is equals to 1. So that is why it starts from 1. And sine 0 is equals to 0, so it starts from 0. Okay. So its value, maximum value of sine function. So on y-axis, you can see y-axis sine x. So you have sine x over here. Sir, how this graph is drawn? Like you draw all the graphs. Even up to 10th class, how have you drawn the graphs? You have taken x here and y here. So what is y here? Sine x. That is your y. So put x equals to 0. Then sine 0 is your value of y. That is 0. Put x equals to 30 degrees. Sine 30 degree. 1 by 2. So this way you can have the values of sine x, and that is equals to y. So that you already know. Have you understood? And using these values, you can draw the graph. So graphs are always drawn by plotting the points. Okay, for the straight line, only 2 points are sufficient. But for the curves, we need more points. So these are the values. They are there in your book. So that's pi by 6, 30 degree, 45 degrees, 60 degree, and 90 degree. So 0, 1 by 2, 90 degrees. So this is your 90. See, pi by 2. So this is your, just like theta, and this is your sine theta. This is your x, this is your sine x. So when pi by 2 value, then this is 1. Now you can see that now this value starts decreasing in the same way as it was increasing. So that is why sine 60 is equals to cos 120, because it is decreasing in the same way as it is increasing. So from the peak, it is 30 this side. So from the peak, 30 this side. Okay. From the peak, 90 this side. From the peak, 90 this side. So at 180, it will again be, sine 180 will be 0. So sine 180 will be 0. Now from 180, it will increase in the same, it will now decrease, becoming negative in the same way as it was increasing. So from here again we start taking the value from. So here if you take 210 degree, so 210 degree is the absolute value is same as 30 degree, because is this clear? But here you can see that in this quadrant here, this value means is negative. Here this value was positive. So if you take the quadrants, in the first quadrant up to 90 degree, the value is positive of sine is positive. In the second quadrant up to 180, sine is again positive. But when you are in the third quadrant, then sine is negative. In the fourth quadrant also, sine is negative. Okay. So here the value reaches the minimum at 270 degree, that is minus 1. and then again at 360 the value again reaches 0. So now the same cycle starts at it was started from here. Okay, so we plot this graph with the help of this. Okay, so 60 degree 1 by root 2, 40 means 45 degree 1 by root 2, 60 degree is your root 3 by 2. Okay, 90 degree is your 1. So, and we plot these, we put these points, like this is my x, this is sine x. So this is suppose up to pi by 2. So plotting the first point, pi by 2 means 90 degree. So 30 degree, 45. So scale should be proper. Like 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, like this. Okay. And here also, like this is half and this is 1. So 30 degree, sine 30 half. See, in 30 degree itself it has reaches the midway. Now the slope will start. So it means there is the slope is more here. Now the slope will start decreasing because here in next 60 degree it will only reaches up to 1. So here the slope is more, and then the slope will start decreasing, because at 45 it's 1 by root 2, at 60 it's root 3 by 2, and then it's 1. So slope is changing. In fact, it is decreasing, the slope, and here the slope is 0. Okay, so students, this discussion is going to help you in understanding in the long term. So don't just think about the questions and answer, question and answer. Theory should be very clear. Okay, then only you will be able to handle the questions, higher order questions. So higher order questions requires good theory. So if you want to do the questions of IIT, you need to have a good strong theory. Then only you will be able to do it. Now, as we were discussing that the periodicity of the sine and cos is 2 pi, but what about the periodicity? Like one of the student was telling that the periodicity is 90. Yes, right, that's absolutely right. See the graph of, this is the graph of 10x. See, this is minus pi by 2 and this plus pi by 2. So this is minus 90 degree, this is plus 90 degree. So now the same graph starts. So plus minus, so here the periodicity is 180 degree, or you can say pi radians. So after pi radians, same graph starts. So periodicity is pi. Now this the value at pi by 2 is infinity, tan theta. So this graph is never going to touch this, because value at pi by 2 is not defined. We don't know, it is such a large value that it is not defined at, because tan 90 degree is equals to sine 90 upon cos 90, and sine 90 is 1, cos 90 is 0. So this is not defined. We sometimes write the symbol infinity also, so not defined. So this graph has no value. So that is why we draw this vertical line, and we call them asymptotes. So asymptotes can be horizontal, can be vertical. Asymptotes are the lines the lines which graph cannot touch. So graph cannot touch asymptotes. So what are asymptotes? Asymptotes can be vertical or horizontal lines. That graph where the value of the function is not defined, and that is why they will never touch this graph. Okay. So one more thing, you can see that there the value was from maximum value was 1, minimum value was -1, the value was fluctuating. But here you can see that here the value is between infinity, minus infinity to plus infinity. So there the range was for sine theta, it belongs to this range. Cos theta also belongs to this range, means its value lies between this. But tan theta lies in the range. So tan theta belongs to this, the symbol belongs to, and these are intervals. So, and it minus infinity to plus infinity. So you can see that here the brackets are open brackets, means these curly brackets are open brackets. So in open brackets, minus infinity is not counted. Here also open bracket, plus infinity is not counted. But here the brackets are closed. So it means -1 and +1 both are counted. So these are closed brackets where the value is counted. So you can, when you will be writing the value of sine theta, you will be writing it between equal to sign also will be used. But when you will be writing the value of tan theta, equal to sign will not be used. So that's the meaning of a closed bracket. So these values are also part of the interval. And here open bracket, values are not part of the interval. So these are the ranges, means where the value, what the value can be. Okay. So this was general discussion, students. Now there are lot more formulas. I hope you have understood this discussion. This is part of your NCERT, part of your syllabus. You must, and more you practice, more you will see there are a lot of new things today. Might be a lot of new things, but everything is written in your book. Everything, whatever I have written here is written in your NCERT. Okay? Everything. So read your NCERT book of this page. Read the theory. If you want to go ahead, if you want good basics, read the theory, students. Yes, that's what you need to do. I will keep on guiding you people, but keep on studying the theory. Each and everything which is written in your books is very important. So there is no doubt about it. So keep on reading your NCERT book. Keep on doing the questions and studying. Okay. Now we have the formulas like all of you, I hope all of you have NCERT books, right? Yes. Yes. All of, yeah. So that is must, students. NCERT book is the survival book. So you must have that book. Now let us see the formulas, other formulas that you have. So see here, means I've told you earlier also that if it is 90 degree over here, or you can say odd multiples of 90 degree, then this trigonometric ratio will change. Its complementary will be there. So cosine, sine. Sine, cosine. So if it is cosine, then sine is cosine. It doesn't matter whether here it has plus or minus. So what is the advantage of, what is the meaning of this plus minus? This plus minus will tell you the quadrant. So if it is pi by 2, this is pi by 2, 90 degree. If you are subtracting something, some angle, you will be moving to first quadrant. If you are adding, you will be moving to second quadrant. So moving to the quadrants, this sign. So Now this is first quadrant, right? So in first quadrant cos is positive, so that is why I have positive here. In the first quadrant sine is positive, so that is why I have positive here. Now look here. So you all know that all trigonometry's values are positive. Sine, edge, I mean, so after school to college. So sine is positive, tan is positive, cos is positive in this quadrant. Now look at this formula. So if it is 90 degree here, so this cos will change into sine. So this will be sine x. See here. It doesn't matter whether here it is plus or minus. If it is 90 degree, then means even odd multiples of 90 degree, you have to write its complementary angle. Right? Now which quadrant is it? The second quadrant. And second quadrant, what is the value of cos?
Minus.
Negative. Yes, negative, minus. So that is why I have this minus sign. So minus sign is according to this quadrant and this trigonometric ratio. Now what about sine? Sine in the second quadrant.
Positive.
So that is why we have positive cos x. Now this 180 degree is nothing but 2 into pi by 2. So now you have even multiples of pi by 2. So here you have odd multiples of pi by 2. So when you have even multiples of pi by 2, then you need not to change this trigonometric function. It will remain same. See cos, 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 sine, 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 sine. Okay. Now next thing. Which quadrant is it? Cos pi minus x. So this is your pi.
Second quadrant.
Yes, second quadrant. So sine, like earlier you have written second quadrant negative sign. Here also second quadrant negative sign. Second quadrant sine is, value of sine is positive. So that is why I have positive over here. Now pi plus x. So this is a pi, now plus x. Which quadrant you have reached?
Third quadrant.
Third quadrant. So third quadrant cos is negative.
Negative.
Sine and cos both are negative. Only tan is positive. So that is why we have negative over here. Sine, value of sine in third quadrant, negative.
Negative.
So that is why negative. Now 2 pi minus x. This is a 2 pi. So minus x. So you will be reaching the fourth quadrant. So in the fourth quadrant, cos is positive. In the fourth quadrant, sine is negative. That is why you have negative here. Okay, students. Got these formulas?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now look at this formula. Sine x plus, see how this is this is the first beginner formula. So sine x, write it from this way. Sine x, x is there. So start from sine x. See, it's so easy. Write sine x, and then you have cos. So cos with y. So start writing the formula with here. So sine x cos y. Now reverse the thing. Now x will be with cos and y will be with sine. Remember? And plus, plus. If it is minus, it's minus. So it's one formula actually. So let us see how shall I write it? X plus y is equals to sine x. Okay. So now the other trigonometric function will be cos along with it. So sine x, cos y. Plus now reverse the angles. So cos x, sine y. And if it is negative over here, then negative. Remember now, students, got it? I know you people are smart enough, but there are some new students also. So I have to take care of each and everyone. That's the point. Okay. But still it's a good sort of revision for everyone, means. Okay, students. Now let us see more formulas. See, these formulas are the basic formulas. Like I have written sine x plus y is equals to sine x cos y plus, now reverse that, cos x sine y. Very good. You keep on means speaking along with me also. That's fine. No issues at all. So, and if it is negative sign here, then it is negative. So you know the formula of sine. Now, what about the cos? Cos formulas are also supposed to be here. Where are the cos formulas? Sine. Okay, cos formulas were there. I don't know how they have skipped, but let me write them down. Because sine and then cos. So students, these are the formulas for the cos. Okay, so they are supposed to be, so after sine comes the cos. Okay, so sine x plus y. Now cos x plus y. What will be the formula for this? Cos x plus y. So students, like I told you, start with sine x. So here start with cos x. Yes, easy. And the next thing is that here you have cos x. So like here it was cos y. So same cos y here. So that's the thing with cos. So write them together. Okay. Now you have used cos. So now it's the turn of sine. And if it is plus sign here, so negative. So whenever you have these, the trigonometric ratio starting with C, you will find them associated with negative. Okay, just a way to remember the formula. Okay, so sine x, sine y. Okay, and if it is minus over here, cos x minus y, then you will have plus over here. Got it? So these formulas are the basic formulas, just like sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. So there you had one formula, and from that formula you derive two formulas. So same here, you have these three formulas, and from these three formulas you will derive lot of formulas. Okay, so what is the third formula? Third formula is for tan x plus y. So here also start with the same, as I told you, start with the sine x, start with the cos x. So here also you're going to start with the tan x. Okay, now there is little bit change, like this is tan x tan y divided by 1 plus. So if it is plus here, then you will have minus. So plus you have already used, so now minus. So tan x tan y. And if this formula, so this is the formula that I have written. Now if the formula is negative, then negative here and positive. So basically these three formulas are very important. For cot, you have for cot x plus y. So like I told you, for C, like sine cos, so things got reversed. So here also what you can do. So this first thing is numerator and denominators are exchanged. Okay. Next thing is bring this tan x tan y forward. So cot x. So this formula also starts with the same thing, cot x. So cot x, but here it is, like I told you, this will be up and this come this side. So cot x, so you can write it from the back. You can also see you started from here, and then first, second, third, fourth, right? Now for cot, start from the back, from the fourth. Cot x, cot y. And as when there was plus, there was minus over here. So same is the case. So but just in the reverse direction. Minus 1 divided by, so this minus will remain here. Now cot y plus cot x. Yes? And
Yes.
if you have negative over here, then positive and negative. Now I want you to write these 4 formulas, in a minute. Just see how comfortable you are now writing these formulas. Got it, students?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now see, let us use the first formula. Now in all these 4 formulas, I am putting x equals to y. What I am putting in these formulas now? In all these 4, x equals to y. So what the first formula will become? Sine x plus x is equals to sine x cos x plus cos x sin x. So at the place of y, write x. So this will also become x and this will also become x. So sin x, cos x, sin x. So that's the same thing. So we'll write here 2 sin x cos x. And here you will write sin 2x. So see, this is not a new formula. This is just a special case of this formula. Right? Now second point. Put here also x equals to y. So cos x plus x is equals to cos x. Now instead of y, write x. So here it was cos y, so write cos x. Minus sin x, sin y. So y is equals to x, so put x. So what do you get? Cos 2x is equals to
4 square x minus sin square x.
Very good. Now you know the values of like sin square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. You can write it as sin square theta is equals to 1 minus cos square theta, or cos square theta is equals to 1 minus sin square theta. Can you write it like this or not?
Yes.
So put the values of cos x here. So cos 2x is equals to, put the value of cos x. So cos x is equals to 1 minus sin square x. So 1 minus sin square x minus sin square x. So that will be equals to 1 minus 2 sin square x. Yes. Now cos 2x can be written as, now instead of putting the value of cos x, put the value of sin x this time. So cos square x minus, what is sin square x? 1 minus cos square x.
2 cos square x minus 1.
So you will get this negative will change the sign. So cos square x plus and plus. So 2 cos square x and this is minus 1. So you have, see, first formula, second formula, third formula of cos x. So 3 formulas. Now another formula, like instead of sin 2x, you have, see in how many ways this formula can be written. See, if you have like x by 2 and x by 2, x equals to y, both are equal, and let it be equal to theta by 2. So what will you get? Theta by 2 plus theta by 2. Right? Because x and y both are equals to theta by 2. So you'll get here sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2 plus cos theta by 2 sin theta by 2. So what do you get here? Here you get sin theta by 2 plus theta by 2 sin theta, and here you get 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2. So what you can do is put x equals to theta by 2. So instead of writing everything again, simply what you can do, put x equals to theta by 2. Even in this equation, you will get sin theta equals to this. So students, you have 2 formulas. One is sin 2 theta and another is only sin theta. So angle is half. So here also angle will half. Now see how this question can be asked. Now this, it can be like, what is sin x cos x? So sin x cos x, this 2 will go to that side. Or what you can do is you can multiply and divide this with 2. Okay, and this will be 2 sine x cos x is sine 2x divided by 2. So that's fun. So see, it's the same thing, but it can be asked in n number of ways. Okay, now what about this third formula of tan? Put x equals to y. So students, what will you get? Tan x plus x equals to tan x plus tan x divided by 1 minus tan x into, instead of y, we are writing x. X equals to y. So that's x. So what do you get here?
2 tan x upon 1
Need
minus tan square x.
Tan 2x equals to 2 tan x, very good, upon 1 minus
1 minus
tan square x. Yes. So students, we have, like, if we you know that tan 2x is sine 2x upon cos 2x, right? We can write this tan x as this. So I'm not going into derivation, but I am telling you that this is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Yes. And what is cos? Base upon hypotenuse. Agreed or not?
Yes, sir.
So hypotenuse gets cancelled out. And you get the formula as perpendicular upon base for the tan. Is this clear? So when you will draw this, so this is your, means you can consider this as base. And you can consider this as, so find out the hypotenuse, you will find the hypotenuse will be equals to 1 plus tan x. Okay. So it means the term cancelled out is actually tan x. So you get one more formula for sine 2x from here. So 2 tan x upon 1 plus tan square x. And for cos 2x also you get one more formula. That is, this was your base. So 1 minus tan square x upon 1 plus tan square x. So perpendicular upon base here, perpendicular perpendicular upon hypotenuse here, base upon hypotenuse. Or you can you can write the angle x here if you want to make it as perpendicular, means the opposite side is the perpendicular, right? So if you make it x here, so then it will be your p upon h, and this is your, this adjacent side, the base upon h. So better if you write it as opposite upon hypotenuse or adjacent upon hypotenuse. So students, you have now in the sine x, sine 2x, you have two formulas. So one will be 2 tan x upon 1 plus tan square x. And here also three formulas you already have for cos 2x, and the fourth one will be cos 2x is equals to 1 minus tan square x divided by 1 plus tan square x. But the way I have told you to remember these formulas is tan 2x is equals to 2 tan x. Yes, that's the key, divided by 1 minus tan square x. So these are perpendicular and base, and divide them with like 1 plus tan square as your hypotenuse. So that's get cancelled and you get back tan 2x. Is this okay, students?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm just, making you people comfortable with all these formulas. Now I think you will be able to tackle these formulas. So similarly, 3x can also be written like this. Okay. Now 3x also you can write x plus 2x, right? Now let us see, there are these two types of formulas are remaining. So, see, basically we have done only means three formulas: sine a plus b, right? And we derived sine 2a from there, and cos A plus B, and tan A plus B. So if we know these three formulas, we can write down these formulas, not a problem, right? Now we have these formulas also. So students, these are like here also cos x. See, earlier we did sine x plus y. So what was sine x plus y? I told you to write from the sine x. So sine x cos y plus cos x sine y, right? Agreed, students? Now see here, sir, what is the difference between this and this? See, here you have like, you want to find the value for, suppose, 75 degree. So how you are going to find the value of 75 degree? So 70 sine 75 degree is equals to sine 45 degree plus 30 degree, right? And you know the values of, so you can write sine 75 as sine 45 plus 30, and you can find the values. So that is sine 45 degree plus cos 30 degree plus sine 30 degree means and cos 45 degree. So that's the same thing, right? Exchange the angles. So you can find the, you know, these values, and you can find the value of sine 75. Now what does this mean? This means sine 45 degree plus sine 30 degree. So students, are these two things same? Sine 75 and sine 45 plus 30? No, these are two different things. So here what you will be getting the answer as sine 75 degree, tell me. So sine 45, 1 by root 2, cos 30, root 3 by 2, sine 30, 1 by 2, cos 45. So what do you get, students? 2 root 2 as LCM, and you get root 3 plus 1. So that's the value of sine 75 degree, right? And similarly, you can find the value of sine 15 degree also. That is sine 45 degree minus 30 degree. And see, you can find the value of sine 22.5 also, because that is equals to 2 sine 45 by, isn't it? Means like, you can find, how will you find this sine 22.5, students? Sine 2a, you know, that is 2 sine a cos a. So this a is 22.5, so into 2 sine 45. So we know that this is 22.5, 22.5. So somehow sine 45 is the product of these three numbers. Okay, that's, so we are running out of time, not going to the depth of these, but let us do these formulas. So I hope you have understood. Now what is the value of sine 45 plus 30? 1 by root 2 plus 1 by 2. So that's 1 upon 2 root 2. Yes. So that's the value of sine 45 degree plus sine 30 degree, students. So see, these two things are different. Sine 75 degree is this, which is 45. So that is why these two formulas are different. Don't mix them up. Now how to write this formula? Pretty simple. 2 into sine x plus y by 2 into cos x minus y by 2, students. Yes, this, only this thing you need to remember. Now if I have minus over here, then sine and cos will be interchanged. Okay, so if instead of plus you have minus over here, then this sine and cos, they will be interchanged. So cos will come in front and sine will go there. So that's the new thing. Now for cos, like in the formulas of cos, cos A plus B is equals to cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Same is the case here. Like you have here, you have the terms of sine and cos, but here you have the terms of both cos. So cos x plus y, twice of cos x plus y by 2 into cos x minus y by 2. So this thing is common, x plus y by 2, x minus y by 2. So not a problem, students, not a problem. In all these four, x plus y by 2, x minus y by 2, 2 is there. So here it is sine x plus sine y, start with sine, minus, start with cos. Cos formulas, both cos. Negative here, both sine. Okay. Even these are the shortcuts. These four are the shortcuts of above four formulas. Okay. Like put here x plus y, and instead of y, put here x minus y. Now what will you get? Adding these two divided by 2, what will you get? 2 cos y will cancel out. 2x upon 2 is x. So 2 cos x. And so you will get this 2 cos x, and here you get cos y. So this is, so you get this formula from this formula. Okay. So we get these four formulas like cos. So next formula, this second formula, you get this formula. Next formula, sine x plus y. So instead of x, put here x plus y and x minus y, and you get 2. So see here, for x plus y, x minus y, here you will always get x, and here you will get always y, whenever you will be putting x as x plus y and x as x minus y. So that is why x over here and minus over here. So same pattern, same thing. So just these four are the special cases of these four formulas. So here I have important thing, like I told you that with C, we need to deal with the negative. So that's the special case. Here I have negative sign. And that is why here also I have negative sign. So some of the time this thing comes, so we have to write it this way. Okay, students. So this was the summary of the formulas. You have done all these formulas in the class. You are doing the questions.
Yes.
So now I hope that these formulas are a little bit more clarity is there. So is this class is helpful, Ayush? This formulas, huh? Because you people have done all these formulas, but still, do you find it useful?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Sia, do you find it useful, this class? Yes, okay. Mehak?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are there something new you have learned in this class? 1 hour we have spent. Yes, Soumya?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yashasvi, Aniket, Naman, Nishant, Anshita.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Mehak and Sasha. So I hope that all of you have learned new things. Okay. So students, that's good.